I'm a huge fan of Hamza, but I think he took an L right now. We will react to Greg Doucet's video right now, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get right into it. I'm just showing on the screen that I'm literally a member of Hamza's channel. Like, I have watched the guy for over a year now, and he changed my life, but I think this is one of the first bigger L's he took. Let's get into the video. I will just switch the lens and we will start watching the video. So,
last I checked, if you haven't watched my videos, you can't tell the people what I'm saying.
I love this guy so much.
Coach Greg, and in today's video, Hamza calls out Coach Greg. He called out the wrong guy. You've seen my response videos in the past. Do I ever lose them? And so the video is called 5 Biggest Reasons You Can't Gain Muscle. And in the video, he blames Coach Greg. My videos, the ones on YouTube, of which he hasn't watched, gonna prove to you. And so by the end of the video, you're gonna say, Hamza, you got it wrong. Yo, Coach Greg, an apology. Please go watch his videos because you're in fact telling people the opposite of what I'm saying.
I think I've built a pretty good physique. Here's some good pictures of me. I've been on this journey now for about 8 years.
I've watched his videos and he does have an amazing physique, far above average. And so I do think he's a guy that represents walking the walk and talking the talk. Unfortunately, he got this one wrong.
I saw these dickheads, and you probably see them as well, who are telling you not to bulk, and instead they're telling you to do what's called main gaining.
I thought I was just a manlet. Now I'm a dickhead? Oh, heavens forbid.
Who is it who says this shit? It's a really popular YouTuber, like he's like an old bodybuilder, he's got like an anabolic diet.
Oh, he's an old bodybuilder. 47 last I checked. Not that old. Not as old as Grandma Josephine. She's 98.
We'll have a picture of him up on the screen. I don't watch his video.
And so he quite literally says, I don't watch his video.
He has obviously watched Greg's videos. Like, this was... I don't see why Hamza needed to say he doesn't watch his videos and that he doesn't know his name. Like, what's the reason for that? Like, he said this...
Yet he speaks about what I say in my videos. Last I checked, if you haven't watched my videos, you can't tell the people what I'm saying.
He did watch.
And so he's showing video after video of videos I've done, but he hasn't watched them. And so do you really think he doesn't know my name?
Say my name.
I could understand him mispronouncing it, saying Greg Douchetti, Greg Douche, Greg Douchebag. But you at least know it's freaking Coach Greg. Does anyone think a guy with over 1 million followers making YouTube videos for a living doesn't know Coach Greg? Come on!
There's people out there right now that for a long time have been telling young men not to bulk.
Yeah, I tell young men not to bulk if they're already fat. If you're already fat, you've already bulked. You don't even...
Yeah, obviously. Like, I mean, if you are already fat, if you are over, let's say, 20% body fat, like, there is no need to bulk further because they will talk about it later in Greg's video, but like, you already have the foundation, like, in terms of enough energy. Like, body can use fat for energy. Like, if you want to cut and build muscle at the same time, you can do that if you already have high body fat percentage. That's, like, obvious. When I started working out, I had some extra fat and I was losing fat and building muscle at the same time. I can put the pictures of my physique on the screen. Like, I was maybe 20% body fat in the beginning, and I was just getting lower and lower, and I was building muscle at the same time. It's possible because, like, to build muscle, you need the stimulus, which is exercise. You need, like, water, oxygen, whatever. You need, obviously, energy, and, like, energy can go from food and can go from your own fat. Like, body knows how to use its own fat. Like, it's simple.
Again. On the other hand, I've quite literally made videos saying exactly when you should bulk. If you're...
Yeah, I think I have watched these videos. Like, it's obvious, if you are like 7% body fat, you need to eat more to build muscle more effectively. But if you are over 15, over 20% body fat, there is no need to eat more. You can eat on a maintenance or even cut and still build muscle and strength at the same time. But don't cut like... I eat only 1,000 calories a day. Don't do insane cuts. Like, just cut a little bit. There is no need to cut out half of your diet. There is no need to do that. Because if you do that, you will lose muscle. But if you just cut out like 200 calories per day, you won't lose any muscle. You can even gain muscle, but you need to train really effectively for that.
Lean, single-digit body fat, you don't have enough energy, you're not eating enough, you need to go on a bulk. I've literally listed people. For example, Tristan Lee, Jeff Cavalier. I stated these guys should bulk up. They should eat more. I have the videos. Why didn't you watch them, Hamza? Why didn't you watch them?
Fitness influencers essentially tell you not to bulk, not to gain weight, not to get stronger.
Really? I'm a world champion powerlifter and bodybuilder. Do you really think I made videos saying, hey people, what you should avoid doing is getting stronger? Never try to increase your strength. You know why? Because progressive overload, training harder than last time, that is a mistake. That is a recipe for disaster. Why would anyone want to get stronger? I've in fact done the opposite. I continually preach that people train like pussies. They're not training hard enough. You need to train harder than last time. How hard? Harder than the time before. So if anything, you could criticize me for encouraging people to work out too hard. Oh, that Coach Greg, he keeps saying you should train harder than last time. I don't think people should do that. I think it's a bad idea. You should leave 3 reps in reserve. Don't push yourself. Central nervous system, it can't recover. That guy's on HRT, admittedly.
And it took me years to realize that I was scammed by these guys. If you want to know the tip, bro, the single most important thing for you to do to build muscle, it's not to main gain, it's not to do this shit.
Yeah, main gain, if you're at a healthy weight, rather than bulking up, you just keep eating the same amount of food, stay at about the same body fat, and increase your muscle and strength from there.
Exactly. Like, this was the point of making this video. If you are still watching, like, that's insane. You have a good attention span. Like, this was the point of making this video because literally, this is what I have been doing for the past a few years. Like, I have been main gaining. I'm at about the same body fat percentage, if not lower than a few years ago. And I have been building muscle. I didn't ever bulk. Like, I was fat, and later I was just leaner and leaner and leaner. And when I got to like 13% body fat or something, I'm not sure. I don't know exactly, but I was maybe between 12 and 14 or whatever. I was just maintaining the same body fat percentage and building muscle and getting stronger. It's working. It's clearly working. I'm not a special man who is just, this works only for me. No, even Coach Gary, I think he mentioned in the video that even his clients, they use this blueprint and it works. Like, there is no need for you to eat much more to gain more muscle. You will gain muscle at about the same pace because when you cut later, you will lose some muscle. So it evens out for the most part.
And so, for example, if you're 15% body fat, a very healthy weight, rather than think you need to bulk and cut, just main gain.
Yes.
However,
Yes, exactly. I'm at about maybe 13-14%, which is natural for me. I'm either not hungry or not too full. I'm in the middle, like I feel normal on this body fat percentage and I'm just maintaining it and I am gaining muscle and building strength from there.
if you're really lean, overly small, you need more body fat, then I encourage you to bulk up. And if you're obese, as in you're above 25% body fat for men, for example, I suggest you slowly reduce your body fat by being in a small calorie deficit. All the while, you're still training hard using the principles of progressive overload,
Exactly.
which is training harder than last time. And you slowly, over time, build muscle.
Genuinely, I'm not even trying to disrespect him. I genuinely don't remember his name or anything. I don't watch fitness YouTube videos.
No, I'm generally not trying to disrespect him. He's a dickhead. He's an old bodybuilder. I don't watch any of his videos. No disrespect.
You know, they say this bullshit of like how to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time.
It's called body recomposition and it's possible. That's literally what I have done. Like, it's nothing too special. Like, you are just building muscle by training harder and doing progressive overload and just losing the excessive fat because you are technically in a caloric deficit, but your body has enough energy to build muscle at the same time. So, like, it's possible. Why wouldn't it be?
Say this, and it's such a scam, and I believed it.
It's funny for us, it's not for you. Is there any...
But it's much harder to do this. Like, you can't lose fat and build muscle at the same time if you are like 8% body fat. You can't do this because if you are natural, even below maybe 11%, depending on the genetics, but even if you are below maybe 12 or 11%, if you try to cut down further, you will start losing muscle. So especially like if you are natural, it's normal. If you want to cut down to like 8 or 9% to look like some fitness influencers on Instagram, you will start losing muscle. But if you are on steroids, this is a bit different. You can cut down further without losing as much muscle. But as a natural, it doesn't make much sense to cut down further than, let's say, 11 or 12%, because if you go further than that in cutting, like, you will just start losing muscle. But if you are at 15%, going down to 13, you shouldn't lose any muscle. But it depends on your genetics. It can be a bit higher or lower. But if you are like fat, if you are 25%, you can obviously build muscle as you lose weight, obviously.
Nothing wrong with encouraging somebody who's overweight that wants to lose weight on how they could build muscle and lose fat at the same time. And so we have a guy like Brentley, for example. He was 540 pounds. He's down into the low 400s. He's a fitness influencer. He watches Coach Greg. And so is it a bad thing that I give advice on how he could lose body fat and build muscle at the same time? Or should he be on a bulk? He's trying to gain more muscle. And so how is it bad for me to offer information on how they could lose fat and build muscle at the same time? After all, the majority of people are overweight. And so is it...
By the way, if you are interested in any of the science going behind the body recomposition thing of losing fat and building muscle at the same time, you can literally watch Jeff Nippard. He talks about the science stuff. I mean, most of the people don't care about the research and everything, but if you just want to see research, go and watch him. I think he has videos, especially on that topic.
Bad? Is it wrong to tell people, hey, guess what? I know you're overweight, you got 50, 100 pounds to lose, but guess what? You can remove some of that fat while lifting weights and building muscle and losing fat all at the same time. Watch these videos. Listen to my advice. How is that bad?
And it took me years to realize that I was scammed by these guys.
Really? He hasn't watched my videos. He says he hasn't watched them, but yet he's been scammed by my videos without watching them. That would be like saying, I've been scammed by the Liver King. He was on growth hormone, said he was natural. Really? Had you ever heard of
Let's
Liver
skip
King?
this.
No, I never watched his video.
Bulk. The single most important thing for you to do is to bulk.
Really? It's not
No, it's like, I mean, Greg says it now, I think.
volume, intensity, time under tension, progressive overload.
Progressive overload, like that's the thing you need to make progress in working out. I think workouts are slightly more important than diet, and sleep is really important. But in general, if you are just eating, like if you are not eating only shit, if you are eating at least something healthy, working out is the most important thing if you want to make progress. Like progressive overload, training harder than last time, whatever you want to call it, just slowly doing more. Either doing harder workouts, either doing more volume, or what I want to do is to just cut time that I need to do something. So let's say I want to do like a superset, 100 pull-ups and 100 dips as my workout, and I'm just cutting down the time I need to do it. Like let's say I began by doing that in 25 minutes and cut down to 9 minutes. That's progress, and I feel stronger and everything. Like you don't need to increase the volume or anything, you can cut down the time. But it depends on what you want to do, what you like, what you prefer, whatever. You can make progress in many different ways. But that's one of the ways that I use personally.
How much rest you're getting? And guess what it is? It's bulking. It's how much you eat. That is the most important.
That is the most important thing for some people who are genetically really, really lean. So I know a few guys that are like genetically, without working out or anything, by eating shit, they are like 6% body fat, 7%, like crazy lean. Like you see their bones and they are eating shit. Like they are genetically really, really lean. And yeah, I think genetically some people are more close to being like, let's say 15% body fat and feel normal. Some people feel normal at 6%, some feel normal at 18%. And stuff like that. And some people are just born to feel good at like 6% body fat. And if they want to build more muscle, bulking is the most important part. Because if they are at 6% body fat, it will be hard to put on muscle. For those guys, I recommend watching Joe Fazer. He had a similar problem. He was really, really a skinny kid, and he put on a solid amount of muscle by just working out correctly, bulking up, and yeah. So just watch Joe Fazer if you want tips on how to build a great physique if you are naturally really skinny.
To do. And so as long as you're on a bulk, eating a ton of calories, well, you're all set. That's the most important thing. Why? Because Hamza said so. And so, yeah, Hamza has a great physique, looks good. But where is his education? Where has he studied all this? How many thousands of clients has he coached? I don't think a lot. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I would be willing to bet, and a bet a lot.
Or eating at maintenance volume, because these dickheads were telling me you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time.
And so if you're 120 or 130 pounds, or underweight, or too lean, why would you say that these dickheads would have said to keep starving yourself? Do you know what this dickhead actually said? Said, if you're too lean, eat more. If you're underweight, you need to eat more.
Exactly. You have a low body weight. You need to bulk because you need to up the body weight to become like a man of some respectable size and strength and mass.
Yeah. If you're underweight and you weigh 120 or 130 pounds, you're 6 feet tall, of course you need to eat more. When have I said 120 pounds? Oh, lose fat, build muscle at the same time. Oh, you're 8% body fat? I know what you should do. Go on a cut. Have I ever once in my life said this? And so, how freaking dare you? I do not promote people get to 5% body fat. I do the opposite. I encourage all people to be in a healthy weight. And if you watch my videos, you would know this.
Generally, if you're like an average height guy, like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", you should aim for like 180, which is way heavier than most people would actually get to.
And so more specifically, 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", if you're under 180, that's pathetic. How dare you be so scrawny, so weak, so puny? Is that the kind of advice, is that the kind of fitness influencer that you want to follow?
I'm 6'1" and about 190 pounds. I want to go up to like 220, 230, 240 pounds. You want to be thick as a guy.
And so if you're 6'1", tall guy like him, what's 190? That's pathetic. You should be at least 220, 230, 240. Remember Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead? He weighed in under 240, 6'1". And so if you're a taller guy like 6'1", well, you should weigh as much as Chris freaking Bumstead. And so what standards has Hamza set for us? How could we ever hope to achieve what he expects of us?
Nice to be like shredded and aesthetic, that's nice. But to look good lean, you need to first bulk up heavy.
And so based on your advice, if you don't bulk up heavy, you don't really force the bulk, you can't put on all this muscle. What logic?
Exactly, like Hamza gets this wrong because he thinks that you need to go bare mode first and then cut and you will look great. Like you can do it that way, you can do it. But I don't think you can obviously just slowly put on muscle. You can do whatever you want, but both works. Like if you want to bulk up and then cut down and look great, you can do it. But also if you want to do what Greg and I'm doing, which is just stay at the same body fat percentage and slowly put on muscle, why not? Because it's healthier for your body to not change the body weight too quickly, too often. Like people who are cutting and bulking, they lose 30 pounds and they gain 30 pounds, and it's not perfect for your body compared to just staying at about the same body fat percentage and at about the same weight and gaining a few pounds per year. Back to the video.
What reasoning, what research, where did you believe and learn this nonsense?
The dickheads who are telling you to not bulk, don't cut, maintaining. And obviously they say this because it gets more likes to tell people you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. Whoa.
And so he says again, the dickheads who say you should maintain, and the reason to do that is because it gets you more likes. It does not. You make way more money by telling people you need to bulk up and then go on a diet. I'd say, hey everyone, you need to buy my freaking cookbook, low calorie, delicious recipes, amazing for the big eaters. You buy the book, lose the weight, and then after 3 months I say, oh, time to bulk up. Get my bulk book, the bulking book, my weight gainer shakes. You need to eat everything and anything. Oh, and now you need to hire me again because you need to know how to lose the weight again. And so you get clients back and forth year after year. They need to rehire you. Mine, which encourages people to stay at a healthy weight and do that for the rest of your life. One time, keep it for the rest of your life. You don't need it anymore. Which makes more money? And which are you more likely to click on? You can eat everything you want, lots of food. You get to bulk up. Then you have to diet. Multiple videos. Got videos on how to bulk, videos on how to cut. Way more content. Or everything is about maintaining a healthy weight, which actually gets more eyeballs and which actually would make more money.
The critique that I have to these dirty bulk guys, which no one has ever said in the fitness industry before, calories are not the same.
Really? No one has ever said that.
Calories are not the same actually, because your body doesn't react to all of the calories the same way. So there is research on that actually if you just add protein to your diet, as much protein as you can eat, you won't gain any fat from eating more protein. So you can add like another 200 grams of protein to your diet, and if you were maintaining your weight, you won't gain any excessive weight by eating more protein. So that's like some evidence that all calories are not the same. So if you eat 1,000 calories from peanuts, it's not the same as 1,000 calories from pizza, because peanuts are just natural fats, natural protein, natural fiber, and they don't have any sugar and they don't have much carbs. And they are a natural food, a whole food, non-processed. But if you eat 1,000 calories from pizza, it's a ton of unhealthy carbs. Like pizza is not healthy, obviously, it's junk food. And you get some unhealthy fats from it, and you don't get any protein for the most part. So it's not the same. Like from eating 1,000 calories from peanuts, you won't get as much bad stuff as from eating 1,000 calories from pizza. And I can assure you this because I have been adding a ton of peanuts to my diet. That's why I'm using peanuts as an example. So I have been doing like, I was eating 200 grams of peanuts every single day, additionally on top of my diet. And I didn't gain any excessive weight. I didn't gain a single kilo more than I had by adding over 1,000 calories from just peanuts. Because like it's a natural food and like all calories are not the same. Like you might disagree on that, but that's just my experience here.
That you need to eat healthy food. What do I preach in all my videos? Eat from 4 food groups. What do I preach? Low-calorie dense foods, fruits and vegetables. Eat lots of fiber. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight for most people, and to get in your healthy fats. Eat a variety of food. I don't promote carnivore. I don't promote keto. I don't promote intermittent fasting. I don't promote OMAD. I promote eat a balanced, healthy diet.
I think everyone should try all of these and pick one that suits them the best. And one thing he didn't mention, which is somewhat important, is that if you only eat foods that are low in calories, low density of calories, you might feel hungry and not really full. So yeah, that's why I needed a lot of peanuts to feel fuller, and I didn't gain any more fat.
And so how am I bad? How am I being called out?
30 grams of protein from whey protein will build you more muscle than 30 grams of protein from some bullshit like vegan protein, soy or some shit.
Have I ever...
That's true, because different kinds of protein have different levels of absorption in your body. So your body doesn't absorb the protein the same from, let's say, eggs and from peanuts. So I think the best quality protein in the world is like eggs, maybe whey protein and stuff like that. The worst quality protein is like from wheat, from like when you eat bread, it technically has some protein, but it's so low quality protein that you can count it like 3 times less than just eating like meat or eating eggs. Like vegan protein is really poorly absorbed into the body compared to some protein from the meat, from eggs, from dairy and stuff like that.
That 30 grams of protein from any source is exactly the same in terms of building muscle. I've literally made videos describing why it's not. Why different proteins have more quality than others.
Yes, exactly.
How it's harder if you're vegan or vegetarian
Yes.
to get in the quality protein that you need. But no, but...
That's because, if anyone is watching at this point, that's because protein is made of different essential amino acids, I think. I mean, I will try to explain the way I know it. So there is many of the amino acids inside of a protein, like maybe 9 of them or whatever. And every food has a different level of each of them. And in like vegan food, like let's say in bread, for example, some of those amino acids are almost completely missing. And if you don't eat anything else with that food, like if you don't add any meat to, let's say you are eating maybe peas or something like that, and you don't add any meat to that, the protein that you get from peas, which technically have a solid amount of protein, won't be absorbed as well into your body because some of the amino acids from that protein are missing because it's not as high quality as from meat, for example. I'm not maybe right about this, but I hope I was right, whatever.
How would he know this? He doesn't watch Coach Greg.
100 grams of carbs from ice cream compared to 100 grams of carbs from potatoes will change your body composition.
And so
Yes, I think this is true. This is true, definitely. Like, because technically it is carbs, but in ice cream it's sugar, while in potatoes it's real carbs. So obviously, like,
I promote if it fits your macros. Do I promote this? Guess who's done that in the past? Jeff Nippard. Remember his old channel, Ice Cream for PRs? Jeff Nippard, huge proponent of if it fits your macros.
I can do that by just fitting it into my calorie or macro targets without compromising my results at all.
I encourage people to eat low-calorie dense foods, lots of fiber, a variety of nutrients. But one thing I do know to be factual, unless, of course, you're from the universe of Bart K, is that calories in, calories out will always work. And so if you're not
calories in, calories out obviously works because it's just laws of thermodynamics. But I made a video on my channel talking about this, why calorie isn't a calorie, because technically calories in, calories out obviously works. But not all foods will affect your metabolism, and not all foods will absorb the same in your body. Like, there is a huge difference of when you would eat like a 3000 calorie balanced diet from just whole foods, non-processed foods, and when you would eat like 3000 calories from sugar, from low quality carbs, and from low quality fats. There is a huge difference. Like, you can't really just think, okay, I need to eat 2000 calories to lose weight, and it doesn't matter from which food I get those 2000 calories. There is a huge difference if you get those 2000 calories from whole foods, healthy foods, and from junk foods. Like, there is a huge difference, and I don't even need to explain that. I think I explained everything in the video on my channel.
It's because you're not in a calorie deficit. And I'm not saying that different nutrients don't affect the body differently. For example, it takes more calories, energy to digest protein than it does to digest carbs or fat.
Yes.
And so if you eat 1,000 calories of fat versus 1,000 calories of protein, you're going to store more body fat eating the fat than you will eating the protein.
Yes.
But when we talk about calories in and calories out, you have to balance both sides of the equation. If you take in 1,000 calories and it's all shit, it's all licorice and candies, and it negatively impacts your hormones, then your body will burn off fewer calories.
Yes.
Your BMR will go down.
Exactly.
If you're not eating enough protein, you have less muscle, you have less energy, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis will go down, and so your energy output will decrease.
Yes.
And so just because two people are eating the same exact calories doesn't mean they'll lose or gain the same amount of weight.
Exactly.
It all comes down to how much calories are you actually burning and how much are you taking in. But at the end of
But RIP. I got the Wi-Fi back.
it's just depending on the foods you eat, you may in fact burn off more calories.
Yes.
Got it? Does that make sense? I mean, I've only said this in 100 videos, and so since Hamza hasn't watched any of them, well, he probably doesn't know that I've explained this.
And people are clicking on it because they're like, whoa, he gets to eat whatever he wants. Whoa, amazing.
And so what do I say? I say it's all about balance. And so, for example, every client who hires me, one time a day, they can eat whatever they want. I don't care if it's a chocolate bar, ice cream, whatever is not healthy. Once a day. The rest of it, for the most part, it's healthy. And on any given day, they're allowed to substitute one of the meals that are in the program for anything they want, so long as it's within the calorie allotment provided. And so which diet do you think you're more likely to stick to? The one that you can only eat healthy all the time, or mine? 95% of diets fail, and I know this. I've coached for decades. And so with my diet, my coaching plans, my cookbook, my circle diet book, that's right, wrote a book, How to Lose Weight, Keep It Off for the Rest of Your Life. Might take you 6 hours to read, and trust me, if you read this book, you will know more than Hamza. By far. Immediately, you'll be able to apply this in your own life. How am I going to lose this weight? I gained weight 2023. It's time to lose weight. New Year's resolution. Why not this year actually make a resolution that you can stick to?
Stop eating shit. You will feel like shit, you will perform like shit, but you'll get more views on YouTube. That's why they do this.
Yeah,
This is true.
exactly. We preach the same thing. When you eat the shit food, the sugar food, you're releasing dopamine. Dopamine makes you feel good, and so you're thinking, well, I'm getting all this dopamine from the junk food. I'm just going to keep eating. I can keep binging. It makes me feel good. Then you overeat, you have less energy, you crash, you burn, you sleep, you don't recover. And so how are you going to get out of this? By eating a balanced diet. All 4 food groups: fruits and vegetables, proteins, healthy fats. You can get my frigging cookbook. Remember, you want all of this or coaching plans by me and my team, use code GREG. Click the link in the description. It gets you 10% off. Use code GREG right now.
7 videos this morning. I've almost done a week's worth of work at 9 a.m.
Was your entire week's worth of work done this morning? Probably not. So you have to balance out going to work, raising a family, going to the gym, having motivation, and so on. And I understand this. When I design my personalized coaching plans, I take into account everything. And trust me, if you've received my plans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Highly detailed. Please consider getting a personalized coach.
Probably too low. The majority.
I coach Greg.
Third reason why you're not gaining enough muscle is your testosterone's probably too low. The majority of men have low testosterone levels.
The next reason he says you're not gaining muscle, low testosterone. And he says, fix up your diet. And that is what I say. That's the first thing. And one of the things you need to do is understand if you're too lean, your body can't produce the optimal hormones, which is why...
Yes, exactly. Like, there is many ways to increase your testosterone, but if it's low, you will struggle to build on muscle and to recover effectively.
Keep telling people if you're too lean, you need to eat more calories. Now, if you're still suffering from lower testosterone and you want to try to prevent going on HRT, highly suggest you give G-test or 3-test a try. Andrew?
No, don't take test boosters. Like, it's bullshit. It doesn't work.
Huberman on the Joe Rogan podcast described
Just sleep more. By sleeping good compared to a bad night of sleep, let's say one night you slept for 8.5 hours and for one night you slept 5 hours, you will get a 15 to 20% testosterone boost by sleeping better. And like getting more sunlight, walking out hard, and feeling like a winner, all of these things will increase your testosterone better than these shitty supplements.
Tom Catalee, Ali's favorite, as you know, and Fedosia agressus each can increase testosterone levels by 1 to 200 nanograms per deciliter each. Remember, these are primitive ingredients. Yes, highly recommend you. Imagine if you had watched Coach Greg's videos. What do I say? What is my catchphrase? Train harder than last time. I literally have a sign in my gym. I'm looking up at it during bike races. I'm looking over. I want to quit. It's so hard. I stare at the sign. Train harder than last time. And when you're in the gym, that is what you tell yourself. I'm going to push harder. I'm going to train harder than last time, no matter where you're at. And no, not every day. Not every day are you going to be able to go in and push harder. You're going to have off days. You feel sick. You run down. Whatever. But eventually, you need to look in the mirror and say, I can do better. I can push myself harder. Harder than freaking last time.
You've got to push to that level of intensity, and not all the time, but you should have the capability to go to like a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10.
And so his only flaw really is he didn't watch my videos. And so is it really his fault? Well, kinda, because he didn't watch my videos. But it's not as though he watched them and he's deliberately lying about what I'm saying on purpose. He just doesn't know better. And so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to allow him to watch this video and watch some of my videos and allow him to make a different video and see if he changes his mind. Perhaps he'll make a video and say, I misjudged that Greg guy. And so in the comments section, let me know what you think. Did Hamza get it right? Have you watched my videos? And if you haven't watched my videos, don't comment. I don't want to hear from you, oh yeah, this and this. Remember, looking at the title of a video, perhaps seeing a picture and not watching it, it doesn't count. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge me by the thumbnails, the titles, or even my own physique. You don't know what's really on the inside. You don't know how I think or what I do or my goals, my motivation. I'm trying to help you. And I'm very passionate about this. I care about helping people to lose weight, keep it off, and live their best lives. Hamza feels the exact same way. We have the same exact goals. We want to help people. I'm highly educated and I know a lot about this, and I am in fact 47. I'm guessing he's in his early 20s. And so does he have the experience, the knowledge that I have? How could he? He's a young guy. Perhaps in 20 years from now, he'll make another video and he'll completely change his tune.
Guys who are in university, who party, who take drugs, who drink, who go to sleep at like 2 a.m., I was one of them, and still build an okay amount of muscle.
Yeah, so what? He's not building as much muscle. If he got proper sleep, proper recovery, he'd build more muscle. And so
Exactly. Like, I was still making a lot of progress by eating shit. Like, in the beginning, I didn't care about my diet at all, and I didn't even have a plan for working out. I would just go and do some random pull-ups, and I was still making progress. Because to make progress, you only need to be consistent, and it doesn't really matter for the first few months what you do, because you will make progress anyway. You just need to show up. That's why it's important, and why we preach here, especially on my channel and in my coaching and everything. We preach that you should just make the habit of showing up. Like, do a 5-minute workout for the next 1 or 2 months. Because you will make progress anyway. You can do 100 push-ups every day for the next 100 days, and you will make progress like 3 or 4x. You will literally see that you put on a few kilos of muscles. Because that's newbie gains. To make newbie gains, you can literally just show up. Just show up. You don't need to have a plan to like push yourself. You need to push yourself after a few years if you want to continue making gains. I need to push myself in a workout if I want to progress further, because it's already 4 years from the beginning of my working out journey, so I need to push myself now if I want to continue making progress. But in the beginning, you don't need to push yourself. You can literally fuck around like Hamza did in the beginning, and me also.
because you build some muscle without sleeping enough doesn't mean you don't need your sleep. And so just because you can build muscle without optimizing something doesn't mean it's not important.
Exactly.
And so if you're struggling to get your sleep, consider getting delta sleep, quality night of sleep. Go and watch the entirety of Hamza's video, see if I cherry picked it. Watch it start to finish and say, did he get that right? Is that...
So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching my video, hear my reaction, whatever. But in general, Hamza took an L here, and I hope that he will make a video either explaining everything or make a comment or make an Instagram story or whatever, because he was technically wrong about bulking. Okay, technically his way will work for most of the guys, it will work. But Greg's way is healthier and it still works. There is no need to call out someone if both ways work. Like, if I have a blueprint that I'm using to do something and someone else is doing something that also works but is different to mine, I won't call him out. I will say, oh, that's nice. I didn't think that was possible, but yeah, go ahead. Like, everyone can choose whatever they want, but whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you liked my reaction. If you disagree or agree with me, you can leave it in a comment below. We can discuss everything. And yeah, for now, I mostly agree with Greg what he said. So yeah, Hamza took a little L. Yeah guys, see you in the next video.